aka Cheeseball, aka Fat Man, who is no longer fat apparently, and aka the God Spirit for his Storm Spirit. Sri Lankan Sumel, you can name him, and everyone will know him for all his heroes and all his playstyles that he has had over the years. And then you have the likes of Hawkey, who is considered one of the best drafters in the country. And I think he was drafting for the Sri Lankan Dota 2 team as well when they went to represent the country as well. So a lot of experience behind him. And they have the likes of new blood coming in, like Shauban on their team. I think
24,
I
yeah.
saw his 24, right? I saw his growth from the time that he started playing. I think
From
4 years back. I think
interschool. From interschool.
from interschool, right? So the development has been insane. Like that growth for that short period of time. There are players who have been there for the last 10 years who has not achieved what he has, and the growth has just absolutely been insane. And
Yeah.
then newer players like Mitsuki as well coming up. I mean, insane level of skills they are showcasing. And Meister has been, I think, a steady hold for that team. Like he has been around this team that Paradoxx has always come up with. He has been one of these key players that they have always had on the roster. So definitely one of those players to watch out for his Earth Spirit plays. I mean, his support is considered one of the best Persian foes in the country as well. And taking a look at Death Sentence, right? Death Sentence, AB, I mean, they have two different coaches in their team, international coaches.
Yeah, for sure.
And, yeah, I mean, Shenal AB Daniel as well as Siva Prince, both who have gone abroad, coach international teams as well. So a lot of experience they are bringing in. And AB, of course, dubbed the best Earth Spirit player in the country. The king of drama, the Mahagadara, the entire shebang he comes up with. I mean, he's a lot of entertainment for sure. I think there is never a dull moment when you have AB in the community.
True,
And
true.
then you have TenSa Zengetsu, I think the oldest player out of all 10 players here when it comes to Dota in the country. I mean, so much of experience behind him. I think from the days of Dota 1 to up until now, he has been playing, and definitely one of the highest skilled players in the country. And he has held that position without. He has held that position for the longest time, right? There has never been a time that he has been lackluster in his performance or such. He has still managed to hold on to that position as one of the top players in the country. And then Ara, also another player, I think, alongside AB, they have been around for the longest time, again, having gone abroad to coach international teams. And then we have two new players. I think it's Delo and, sorry, not two new players. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Sathan.
Whoa.
Sathan. I forgot completely.
Yeah, 666.
Sathan, again, another original member from
Death Sentence.
Death Sentence, this roster that AB and TenSa has come up with. Three friends who have always stuck around together, I would think. Have had their ups and downs as a team, I think, but they're still considered the best players in the country. And Heshan is, I think he played mid, he played off lane, he played carry.
Yeah, he played everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Other than
yeah, he
support.
played
I don't think he
everything.
played support.
I don't think he can handle support. I don't think he can let a creep go by and just, watch it like walk by.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think he's ever played support, but definitely one of the best core players in the country, known for his insane anti-mage plays, these small tricky plays that he comes out with, right? Baiting Phantom Lancer illusions or anti-mage illusions,
Yeah.
his split
He has the
pushing
mechanical
capabilities.
skill for sure.
Yes, I think one of the highest mechanical skill players in the country. And then you have Delo, who is a newcomer, I would think, in
Yeah.
our likes. I would say. For us, I think he would be a newcomer.
No, I think he's a pretty newcomer. Yeah, you can say that he's a newcomer for sure.
Newcomer, right? In our status, I think another player who has come up, very short amount of time to the level that he is at, I think is very high skill. So these two teams are no joke. I think every time that there's a team representing the country, it is a mixture of these two teams. So it definitely goes to show the level of skill that they're bringing. And if you talk about the win-loss ratio between these two teams, I think right now, if my memory serves right, Team Paradoxx is a little bit ahead, but it has all a
tiny
little bit.
bit ahead.
Tiny bit ahead. It's not a lot though. I think it's the last few years that they have come out on top,
Yeah.
but it has since back in 2011 or 10 up until around 2016-17, it has always been a neck and neck fight. One year it will be totally dominated by Team Death Sentence or Team AB, and then the next year it will be completely dominated by Team Paradoxx. But over the years, I think Team Paradoxx has come up ahead a little bit, but I still think it's always going to be a really close fight.
Yeah, and with that, everyone, I think we can head right into the draft here. It's going to be, as you can see, a lone druid already picked up on Death Sentence.
Do you think this is at a because Paradoxx actually made a small joke about it during his pre-game interview.
Yeah, I mean, he made a statement. You could call
Dubbed
it a
the best
statement.
lone druid.
Yeah, you could call it a statement.
Might be just that flex pick, to prove that he is indeed the best lone druid player in the
Yeah,
country. Who
maybe.
knows?
And then we see Paradoxx pick up the Lion and the Centaur. So lots of lockdown. Very good against Puck.
Definitely, I think you need that instant hex when you're dealing with a hero like a Puck, either a Skyrath Mage or something to immediately disable him or silence him.
Yeah.
Very, very, very hard hero to catch up.
Yeah, but with this Lone Druid pickup, I feel like they can counter it pretty well here. They do ban off the Wind Ranger and DP as well, being very good against the Lone Druid. So they banned off 2 heroes for the Lone Druid, but will it be enough? We see the Bristleback also being banned out. They just don't want to get rushed on with this Lone Druid.
Yeah, because if the Lone Druid has a good laning stage and if they have the right composition of heroes to back him up, they'll just like maul down all the towers, and Team Paradoxx will be in a bit of a sticky situation where they would lose all their tier 1s and tier 2s within the first 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, and then it's just going to be a very uphill battle for them, and that's probably what they don't don't really want that.
Yeah. Right now it looks even. I think Centaur pretty decent. What I like about the Centaur in this current patch is that his ultimate, it just basically, I mean, it has always allowed it, but I think it's more significant in this patch. I saw some of the international matches where this comes in handy, especially when the opposing team doesn't have good lockdown. And right now we are only looking at Puck's Dream Coil, I think.
Yeah.
And it's going to be easy for heroes like the Lion to get into the fight without even a Blink Dagger, or even get out when he gets gone, because it's always the backline that you want to take out. And if the Puck or someone else jumps in onto the backline, Centaur ultimate is always going to come in handy.
Yeah, I think Centaur is also a decent hero this patch. It's very tanky, has lots of HP regen, and with that Vanguard buff, Centaur just makes it's just such a good hero to pick up these days. And we see Pangolier being banned. I think that's also a very popular hero this patch. It's just been very good all round and very versatile hero, and I think you can come online very quickly with that hero, and he's just so versatile, so you can control fights very easily with him. And I think it's a good ban just because of the lockdown and probably the halberd that they want to remove. And there we go, the Medusa being picked up by Paradoxx.
Another hero that has been on and off, I think, in this patch, right? You sometimes see a lot of it, and then it just dies down for a couple of weeks, and then you see it proc up all of a sudden again. I don't think I have seen the Medusa a lot, but definitely a decent pick. And what you mentioned about the Pango, right? Because of the fact that Pango is a get-go hero from level 6 itself, right?
Yeah.
Most of the other offlaners need like a Blink Dagger or some sort of an item to join a team fight. But whereas Pango, you hit level 6, you're ready to go for a team fight with his a Rolling Thunder, which is so disruptive during a team fight.
Yeah, and here we see a Grimstroke. I think a Grimstroke is a decent pickup just for the Soulbind against this Centaur. But they do still need something to match up with this Grimstroke. For now, they don't really have too much, but I think it has potential because of this Centaur.
For sure, but I'm worried for them because they are lacking lockdown right now to deal with, say, the Earth Spirit, or even to, jump in and kill the Medusa. They are not looking at a lot of lockdown. It's just a Dream Call that we are looking at right now. And the Earth Spirit picked up. I'm assuming it's Sage Meister's pickup for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen other people play it. I've seen Shauban play offlane Earth Spirit too, so it could be that. We see Spectre. Ooh, very hard carry here. Still no stuns. Just the Inkswell and Root and Dream Coil.
Dream Coil. And I feel like it's a bit greedy from Death Sentence, to be honest, or Team AB, to be honest.
They can be kind of greedy. There's a Medusa, but it just depends on this mid hero that's going to be picked up by Team Paradoxx. I think that's going to dictate the pace of the game, because if they pick something that's very bursty or even just beats Lone Druid mid or Puck mid, if they pick up a hero that can do either of those things, I think it's really bad for Death Sentence. They really need a good mid lane for Death Sentence right now.
Yeah, do you think we might get to see Paradoxx's TA? And even Storm, for that matter. Storm has been a really favored pick in this patch, right? Because I see a lot of teams running this Storm Spirit continuously. Even when a Storm Spirit has a bad game, I have seen teams pick it up the next game as well. I feel like that hero is just...
There's still the Puck as well as the Grimstroke. So if he goes on the Puck, he gets silenced by the Grimstroke. If he goes on the Grimstroke, he gets coiled by the Puck. So there is that factor. But I mean, yeah, he could pick up this Storm and kind of because they have a lot of initiation already. So he
Yeah.
can wait for the Lion to initiate, and then they get counter-initiated, and then the Storm initiates. So there's so many ways to counter-initiate with Storm and Lion, as well as Centaur and Earth Spirit.
Yep.
They have like this whole "I'm gonna try and catch you out" combo on Team Paradoxx because
Yes. And if
they
I
just
miss,
wanna
you'll always have someone.
they just wanna find kills and make space for the Medusa. So this makes a lot of sense.
I feel like Team Paradox's draft is right now looking a lot better because I feel like Death Sentence is like in lockdown and it's just bordering on a little bit of too much greed. But I feel like they again another problem that Team Paradoxx has is they don't have a lot of bursts other than Lion Finger and maybe Double Edge or something, right?
Yeah.
And killing someone like a Lone Druid is not going to be easy just because of his true form, and then you have the Bear to deal with, you have the Savage Row. There is a way that this Lone Druid and even the Puck can still get out if they don't land their stuns and silences properly.
Yeah. It's a lot of execution that needs to be done by Team Paradoxx, but if they do get it off, I think if they catch the Lone Druid when he's not in his true form, or they catch the Puck out of position, there's always a kill. Just because of how squishy these heroes are if they get caught out without any defensive spells.
Yeah, and now we were talking about Death Sentence lacking lockdown, and we do see the Nyx being picked up by Team AB, which is probably going to be their version 4, yeah, post 4, yeah. Or is it the Puck? I'm not sure how these two are run anymore. Is it the Puck offlane?
No, it could be Puck. It could be a Puck offlane. It could be a Druid offlane, but I think it's going to be a Druid mid for sure. So
yeah,
I
Druid
think
mid.
so it has to be the Puck offlane. I don't think Nyx is that strong as an offlane hero right now, but I mean they could change it up just for this Lion and Medusa. The Medusa, the snake can be easily countered with the Carapace, so there is that. I mean, it's not a really hard counter, but it's good for the lane.
Yeah, good for the lane. Plus, I mean, the mana burn does help during the fight. When you're up against the Medusa, you always want some sort of a mana burn against this hero. And the last pick,
Ooh, there
are
we
we going
go.
to see? It's a Tony.
That's a space maker if I've ever talked about one.
Okay, so this is going to be a really fast-paced game from Team Paradoxx, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
And Team AB will be looking to slow things down, get their farm on the Spectre and the Lone Druid. But if Team AB is given enough time, I think Team Paradoxx will run into trouble later on because the Spectre, once he gets farmed, he can haunt in, get rid of the land, get rid of heroes like the Earth Spirit. He's going to be creating havoc because they don't have anything for. I feel like even the Medusa versus the Spec, I still feel combined with the Lone Druid and having a counter like the Nyx on that side, I feel like the Spec wins in that matchup.
Yeah, it could be. We have to just wait and see for now because the game is going to start very soon. We're going to get into the game as soon as everyone picks up their heroes here. And I think, like you said, it's going to be like, I mean, execution-wise, if Team Paradoxx gets a really good timing at 10 minutes with this Tiny and Lion and Centaur, I think the game is just over because they need so much time on Team TenSa. I mean, sorry, Team AB.
They definitely require a lot of time. Lone Druid needs farm. They need farm on the Spectre, and they don't really have fast-paced heroes other than the Puck maybe. But who is the Puck going to couple with? Like, who is he going to look for kills? And maybe the Nyx, but that's about it, right? You're not looking for very fast-paced heroes to go for kills.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think a lot depends on the lanes. I think Lone Druid fares kind of well against the Tiny, so that's already good for the Lone Druid so far for Team Death Sentence. They need that mid lane to go well for them because they really need that a little bit of momentum coming from the mid lane to make space for this Spectre.
For sure. Out of these two players, Paradoxx and TenSa facing off in the mid lane, who do you prefer? Who do you think will win this matchup, regardless of the hero?
Regardless, I think that's too much of a statement because they're both good players, so the hero actually matters. If the players won't like they're not evenly meshed, I think Paradoxx does have an upper hand on TenSa because he has a lower hero pool. But the fact that Tiny is not super good against Lone Druid makes it kind of even, I feel like.
Yeah, I also feel like this particular lane might be even, and they really don't want Paradoxx running away with the game because if he gets a decent start, this game is over. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to keep this tiny in check, otherwise they are going in for a lot of trouble because he will be setting the pace as soon as he gets his first two items or one item even for that matter.
Yeah, this bear is gonna take some damage. Oh, TP did.
Don't TP out. You can cancel. Ooh, second late.
I mean, it's fine. It's not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
Little bit of mana loss, but you're okay.
Yeah. But would have hurt TenSa a little bit in the lane for the first creep wave at least if he did not have the bear and had to walk all the way back.
Yeah.
But again, it's not a massive distance as such, so would have been okay. How do you think this top lane matchup will go, right? We have the Lion against the Nyx and Medusa Puck right now, and the two supports are just
Lion
going at
gets
each other.
bullied by Nyx, for sure. Just because of the fact that he regens a lot more than the Lion.
So much, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's just...
And he has picked up a boot.
Yeah, and I think other than that, the Puck can kind of lane against Medusa, can dodge the snake quite a bit with the phase shift, so he's not in too much trouble. Meanwhile, Hawkey and AB just duking it out here, not letting him go into the lane.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, we do have a go on the Spectre here. Spectre taking a lot of damage here. They are trying to turn around on Sage Meister. Sage Meister might get stunned up for the Inkster, but they don't want to follow this up because Shauban is extremely healthy and he had another stun coming off cooldown.
Meanwhile, mid lane, we see the CS wise, TenSa is pressuring Tiny under the tower, so he's not getting as many last hits as he'd like, but I think it's even, like we talked about before.
Yeah, right now, at least the Tiny is better on CS, but no, he actually has a better wave against him. One more extra wave, so yeah, it's an even lane right now.
Yeah. And Hawkey trying to get this D ward off, gets a courier instead and a D ward as well. So Hawkey very happy about this. Will he lose vision here? Oh, gets the deny off. Very nice by AB.
Yeah. Heads up play there, especially now since you can deny wards. So something that a lot of players don't know right now is that previously when you place a ward in one of the corners of these pull camps, you need to you cannot place a sentry ward in the middle of the camp to scout that sentry. But now what you can actually do is you can just place it right in the middle and scout out the sentry and then just deny your sentry afterwards.
Meanwhile, Spectre gets kicked back into the tower. She takes a bit of damage, but she's okay. They don't really commit with anything else. No hoof stomp.
I think Spectre is one of those tankier carries, I would say, tankier edgy heroes. Compared to, so he's going to be okay, and with enough and more regen to back him up. There is 4 tangos on Ara as well to help who is this? Delo here be able to sustain the lane.
And you see, Puck's gonna trying to stop the pull here, but there are no creeps for them to pull. Puck is just playing by himself here. I usually I haven't seen too much Satan Puck, but I guess.
Oh wait, it's actually one of his signature heroes.
Oh, but I haven't seen too much of it in like.
He hasn't played it as of late, but during the old matchups when it was Mirsab and Heshan mid or the Satan and Paradoxx mid, it was always one of these very high skill matchups
I guess.
Yeah, Pop and Puck and Storm. That was one of these matchups that they used to play a lot.
Yeah. And here we see mid lane, like we talked about, it's just going to be an even lane. I think it favors Lone Druid quite a bit because they could have picked a big counter for him mid because he got it picked second. So I think it favors the Druid a bit. So, and the Puck is also not doing too bad in the off lane, doing almost the same as the Centaur. Has a little bit more XP, getting pulls off as well. So
only the Spectre is being bullied, I think.
Yeah, I think only Spectre is being bullied for now. And that's all right, because TenSa is farming fine. Yeah.
So, I thought both runes got denied to T-Baby, but no, it was Ara who picked up the bottom water rune.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives a decent amount
to
sustain the lane.
They go on the Spectre here, they use the Inkspell as well. Spectre trying to turn.
They might actually get the kill on the Earth Spirit here. Earth Spirit falling down really low. They are trying to get this kill. One more right click and they will get that. His first blood falling, and that is going to be Ara picking that kill up, and the Centaur even taking a lot of damage. Do they have the damage? They have another Spectre dagger coming off cooldown in the next 3 seconds. Are they going to die if this? No. They decide against it.
Yeah. That was a good turnaround by Spectre there. I think it's just a mistake to go on Spectre in this lane because it's just so difficult. Yeah. To actually
too much of a tanky hero.
Yeah.
But I think if they do go on the Grimstroke, it's going to be a pretty easy
They
kill.
might. Maybe taking a lot of damage here. He took a really. If that he tried to do the play where he stuns the Medusa with the Carapace and stuns him after that with Impale, but he missed his Impale. So he got punished for that very severely.
Those are not mistakes that you normally see from these players, but again, these two teams are facing off against each other after some time actually.
Well, bottom lane, you might see another engagement.
Actually get the Centaur here. Centaur gets a stomp off here onto the Spectre. Spectre taking damage, but the Centaur still falling down really low. There is no Spectre dagger available, no mana on both heroes, so the Centaur is going to be okay and getting out of there.
Yeah, and now Druid has hit his level 5, level 6, so he's not going to have too much trouble laning against Tiny anymore. I think Tiny has to be more careful this time. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Mitsuki taking a little bit of damage here. Mana's getting low as well, but they don't dive her.
What do you think about Mitsuki as a carry? I know that he's a good player. I've heard a lot about him, but I haven't seen him actually play on this version 1 role.
No,
what do you think about
he plays 1 a lot. He likes to play heroes like Gyrocopter, and I think he's one of the better players in the country for sure right now. He just plays the role really well. He plays the farming role pretty well, yeah.
Okay. I'm coming into Dota after ages, and I'm casting a game after ages as well, so I'm clueless about how good these players are right now. I know the old players who are still obviously good, and then the newer players, a bit of a mystery.
Yeah. You can see the supports in the top lane struggling, both of them level 3. I think they're okay because they're giving their levels to their cores here. And so far, Medusa is winning this battle. Already hit 6.5 and Puck just hit 6. So
we might see Tiny's first rotation. He has picked up a DD rune.
Yeah, he has picked up DD rune, but the wave keeps pushing into him, and he knows if he leaves this lane, the bear can easily take the mid tower down. So he has to be careful on when he decides to push.
Already caught HP down on this middle tower, and if he doesn't, the problem is it's really hard to push the wave out against the lone druid as well, because he can always time the creep. Bottom lane, Archbit is in a little bit of trouble. The roll is going to be blocked, but he's going to be okay. Again, like, kill potential on the side of Team AB is very minimal, so unless Team Paradoxx makes a really bad mistake, they should be okay.
And you see Tiny taking a huge triple stack right now. That's gonna accelerate his farm quite a bit here. I think he's very happy with this. He has another stack available too, but he has no mana. Meanwhile, top lane. Ooh, Mitsuki.
He's okay.
He's okay. With that Quelling Blade, I think he's fine.
Yeah, and pretty tanky hero again, and another hero. Both these carry heroes are not easy to bring down. Spec being really elusive with the Spectral Dagger, and being innately tanky hero in general. He's going to be able to get out, and Medusa obviously with mana shield. If you don't have a decent mana burn, it's always going to be okay.
Here we see Lone Druid doing decent damage to Tiny. Tiny kind of struggling in this lane a little bit. Oh, they might be able to get the bear here. Bear gets the fear off, so he's going to be fine.
Yeah, they just wanted to deny that haste rune, which the bear was going for. They did manage to pick it up, and now they're actually rotating bottom. They might actually try to go on the Spectre.
Yeah, Lion is here too. Level 3 Lion, level 4 Earth Spirit. I don't think they have enough damage, honestly, so they might start rotating mid, and they
might find the Grimstroke.
Yeah,
but the Earth Spirit is a little bit too far away at this point.
Yeah, no engagement. Just
whoever is doing the stats, very funny, man. I made my account private for a reason. And to be fair, there are enough and more people here with way more games. Majority of mine is just AFK.
I don't think that matters, Sashika. Everybody knows you play too much Dota.
It is AFK hours. Majority of it is AFK hours.
That's what you keep saying, but nobody believes you.
And as of recently, majority of it is turbo games or custom games. I'm in love with a couple of custom games that I've been playing.
Alright, and now finally we see Puck gonna pick up her first item very soon. Gonna be that Witch Blade, looking to do some right click damage here in this game.
I think it's the go-to item that everyone has been getting. So they are going to be rotating out this top tier one, getting pressured quite a bit. We see both supports on this top lane, leaving the Spectre to his himself. He should be okay. I mean, if he does get in trouble, he can always haunt above, and he will have his supports to back him up anytime that he goes on top.
Yeah, that's true. And I
Oh,
think they
meanwhile,
just
stack
wanna.
being stolen.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, we saw Meister rotation top. We see two TPs going in, Earth Spirit as well as the Lion. Let's see who they want to go on.
Won't try and defend this tower there. Tiny is here as well. They are trying to go on the Tiny. Tiny gets impelled up. The Spectre is going to haunt in as well. They are going to go on the Tiny. Tiny with a haste rune is going to be okay for the time. It was actually the Stampede. Meanwhile, they are trying to turn around onto the Puck. Puck is going to use the coil onto the Tiny. Tiny will break that coil and he will go down. So that's another hero that Team Paradoxx loses. They want to try and get go on the Earth Spirit as well. We have the Lone Druid joining in with the Savage Row and they will clean up the Lone Druid as well. Just bringing in more heroes. This Haunt coming in clutch, bringing all 5 heroes to the top lane, clearing out the Tiny as well as the Earth Spirit. A really good engagement for Team AB.
Yeah, I think that was a really good initiate from the Grimstroke with that silence onto the Tiny, knowing that the Tiny can't really remove the silence immediately, and the Haunt coming in with the Inkswell was a really good setup for that fight. And yeah, they executed it very well.
Only thing is the Medusa has been pretty much free farming. She's the highest in net worth and net worth as well, right? Yeah, highest in net worth as well as last hits. So she's doing pretty well for herself. Tiny will want to look for the Blink Dagger. He wants to be able to get rid of the Grimstroke or the even the Puck for that matter as soon as the fight starts. Those are the initiations that he'll be looking for.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see like this Tiny. I think he should have had his Blink Dagger by now with this smoke that they're doing right now. If he had Blink Dagger with this smoke, they would be like very set. But right.
So we do have a smoke from Team Paradoxx here.
Oh, they're
trying to go on the Lone Raid here. The roll in onto the the Lone Raid here gets tossed back into the tower as well, falling down really low. He's going to go into the true form, gets a lot of HP, but with the Earth Spirit ultimate, this is going to be an easy kill. But they're trying to turn around with the Dream Coil here onto 2 heroes. The Impel onto. Oh, they still didn't get the kill. They do manage to get the kill with that toss here. They are trying to keep the Tiny alive. Oh no, that the kick there onto the Nyx, almost getting the Tiny in trouble.
Oh, nice dodge.
Okay for the Tiny.
Nice dodge. Oh.
Lovely dodge. They might actually be able to turn this around, but the Impel is going to be there to hold the Tiny in place. The roll in with the silence as well. They are going to be able to clean up the Puck here as well. One more right click, he will go down. A really good fight for Team Paradoxx, turning things around, getting those 2 kills, much needed. This is going to allow the Tiny to get that Blink Dagger, which was very much needed for him to initiate.
Yeah, and that Earth Spirit played really well there. He played mechanically sound that fight for sure. He got that silence.
Meanwhile, Earth Spirit might actually be in trouble here in the mid lane. They will be able to clean this kill up, just overstaying his welcome. Yeah. He won a little bit of EXP and farm just.
Yeah. I think he just didn't expect the next assassin to come with Vendetta, and yeah. And I mean, they are trading that kill for the bottom tower, so it's all right in terms of map presence.
2 tier 1s, like. 2 tier 1s down on either side.
Yeah.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Medusa just farming away. Nobody really contesting her. She's getting other stacks that they made for her earlier as well. She has the Yasha going for the Manta.
She's extremely fast. This is a really early Manta to have. She's going to have it within the 13.5-minute mark at least, and that's a really early Manta to have. Compared to the Spec and the Lone Raid, she's pretty farmed.
Yeah, but as you saw last fight, they did not have enough damage to bring down that Earth Spirit. So the Lone Druid.
Lone Druid.
But yeah, so they need to be a bit careful when they go on the Lone Druid again.
I think if the Lone Druid is able to pop that true form, that's a disaster, right? You get so much of HP out of it. And meanwhile, the Tiny is going to be in trouble. He's going to get Carapace stuff. They are trying to chase it, but the Inkswell was on the wrong hero, I feel like. I think it should have been used on the Bear so that the Bear could have easily chased down the Tiny to get the stun off.
Should have been the Bear, but I guess misclicks happen. Now, finally, after 13 minutes, Lan gets his level 6. So now they have some sort of burst damage. Oh, Earth Spirit going in onto the Grimstroke.
Grimstroke will get taken out. That's an easy kill. Meanwhile, the coil onto 2 heroes. Coil gets broken by both heroes. The line is there with the Impel onto 2 heroes here on the backline. We have the center coming in on the with the stun onto 2 heroes, and the Medusa popping her ultimate. Managed to get the Puck as well, and they will clean up the Lone Raid here as well. This is an amazing fight for Team Paradoxx. Spectre is the only one alive, and he is going to be able to walk away. I think he realized that the fight was bad as soon as it started, and he did just walk away out of there. And that was a really good play from the Medusa as well as the center coming in from the backline, getting that stone gaze, managing to stone 2 heroes there. The Puck and the Nyx both were stoned up there.
Yeah, that center also coming in clutch with that double stun without that Blink Dagger. And everyone was just way too clumped on the Team AB there. They just got all their AoE spells off, and it was an easy fight. And that, I think that Lion being on that high ground, getting that stun off on the spec and the lone raid was just key in that fight.
Yeah, they survived. The Tiny managed to survive. The Earth Spirit managed to survive because of that. That impel there onto the basically the lone raid, his bear, as well as the the Grimstroke as well. I think that was key.
Yeah, for sure. And now we see when Nyx in his Vendetta form, scouting for kills, looking for people to come ward or something like that, trying to get that Lion, but not really finding anything for now. So it's just gonna look like they're just gonna farm.
With the Lion Finger, I think they will. I think played a little bit more slower now. I think they're happy with the early kills that they got, and they are going to be playing this really slow now. They want to get that farm on the Spectre as well as the Lone Raid, because Spectre is still far behind in comparison.
Or Satan.
I want to go with Anupama, man. The B God.
The B God.
The best Slada bristleback player in the country.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know actually. I think that's a tough one to call. But I think Satan has played a lot more Dota recently, and he's much more in tune with the meta. So I think.
I think a lot more experience as well, right?
Yeah. So I feel like it is Satan. If they had to space up against each other, I would bet on Satan.
For sure. Where is your money at right now with this match? Radiant or
I just like this Medusa's farm so far, and I think it's a problem going later into the game. I know Spectre is decent against Medusa 1v1 with the Manta style, and the Desolate damage is there. It just depends on who initiates.
He's going for a Diffusal as well.
Yeah, and Diffusal as well. Yeah, Manta Diffusal. So it's good against the Medusa, but I feel like Medusa is getting fat way too fast. I don't think the Spec is going to be able to compete with the rate of the Medusa farm.
200 CS, right? 16 minutes in, 200 CS. Manta picked up, going in for that Skadi. She should have it before 20 minutes for sure at this rate of farm.
Yeah.
It's just way too much.
Meanwhile, I think they're going to set up onto a smoke play very soon with this Puck Blink Dagger. They have to make something happen. They have to kind of make space around the map for the Spectre. She's getting space, but they want some more. They want to stop them from farming, because they know if they let the Spectre and the Medusa farm, Medusa is always going to come on top. With just a faster farm. So
there's actually going to be a smoke from Team Paradoxx as well. They are going to be hunting. If they run into the puck, a little bit iffy because he still doesn't have his blink. So it's going to be an easy kill if they do find him.
Yeah. We see the Earthspade rolling in. Gets the
Silence is going to be there, and the miss blink, but they are going to be able to get this. What a stun from the Nyx there, but the center coming in, but this fight is going to be really bad. They are going to turn this around. The Tiny will go down here. The stand up Earthspit is going to get taken out as well, and the center is going to be in trouble as well. He is going to be able to stampede out, but the coil is going to be there to hold him in place. They are going to lose 3 heroes for this, and that was what a turnaround. The Spike Carapace from AB.
Yeah, that was key.
What a play.
And also just the fact that everybody was there. Everybody was close to each other there. Even though they smoked him into the mid lane, everyone was close by, ready to just, converge on that kill. And I think the initiation was very poor coming from Team Paradoxx with that Earth Spirit grip silencing the puck, but Paradoxx missing his combo, missing jumping on top of him basically.
Yeah, I think if you need to burst someone down with the Tiny, it's critical that you manage to get right under them to be able to get the stun toss combo off.
Yeah. But Mitsuki was still farming. He almost has his Skadi, and once you get Skadi, you feel so much stronger against heroes like Lone Druid. It's so hard for the bear to go in once you get that Skadi. So it might be a little bit interesting for the fights to come.
And the plus thing is, the puck actually bought back during that fight.
Yeah.
That was almost an instant buyback from Satan coming in, and his buyback actually allowed them to get the kill on the center, because without his dream call, there is no way that they stop the center from running away.
We'll see how the rest of the game pans out for now. We see a Quicksilver Amulet being gotten by Team AB. Very nice item. Good on Lone Druid as well. I think Lone Druid getting it on the bear and the cooldown. Yeah. It's pretty good. I think it's very nice pickup. They did nerf it a little bit, but I still think it's good.
Actually, the Lone Raid is also pretty fat right now. He has the bash picked up with the MOM. We don't really see the Lone Raid farm, because unless you click on the bear, you don't see the items. And I was like, when I clicked on the Lone Raid, and I'm like, where is TenSa's farm?
Where's his item?
Where's items?
Usually But usually when TenSa plays this hero, he usually has like a little bit more than this. He has like
Yeah,
he
true.
has his almost like going closer to his Deso, and he's a little bit fatter than this. And Lone Raid kind of drops off with this build, like when later it goes into the game. So if he doesn't,
Okay, now it's
yeah,
going to be a 5-man smoke, by the way. Medusa is joining the fray as
Medusa's
well.
joining with the Skadi, yeah.
Skadi, yeah. It's going to be a good fight if they manage to find someone. And I really want Dead Sentence also to be, or rather Team AB also to be ready for this fight. They might actually catch out
with
the
the
puck
blink.
here.
He has a blink.
He's iffy here, but they do get the stun touch combo off, and he's going to get bursted down immediately.
Yeah, that's just an easy kill for this Tiny. And now they can
Yeah,
convert
this
this
is
into a
right,
push for Roshan, and I think they're gonna opt for Roshan.
Roshan. Yeah. Right now, inside the pit, with Medusa being so fat, it's not an easy fight for Team AB to take.
Yeah, and
They would have
do
now
have,
seen the items on.
They have the Solar Crest as well, which is very nice to take the Roshan.
Only thing is they don't have a lot of attack speed as such, so it's going to take a decent amount of time. But Tiny also coming in with that Echo Saber. It's still going to take a decent amount of time. Nix is going to be scouting in. He is on his Vandera, gets scouted out. I think there is no sentry.
They know Puck has no buyback, so they're okay to take this fight.
Yeah.
If they do decide to
Still
go in here.
want to contest this? They scout this out. They know that they're inside the Roche pit,
No,
but
I
are
don't
they
think
going to
they're
fight
gonna
this?
contest. I mean, Lone Raid is walking with his bear there though. He's gonna try and fear them and take Roche.
They're just iffy.
No, they're just iffy.
They don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, now things are really bad. This Medusa is not going to die.
Yeah, but can the Medusa do enough damage? That's the counter argument there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice and all that she has a Scadia and a Manta, but where's her damage?
Yeah, right now she is hitting pretty much like a kid. We
Oh,
saw her hitting
wow.
Roshan.
The poll results from the Facebook chat, who was the better mid player, Anupam or Satan? Is
Very
Anupam.
close.
Very close.
Anupama fanboys. But to be honest though, even the poll for this match, right?
Yeah,
It was so
very
damn
close.
close
Yeah.
up to the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, top lane. You see
Aww.
initiation
So
coming
that
from
they
TenSa.
just forced Stampede for free.
Yeah, they forced Stampede. And they might look to go on the Tiny right now. Puck is rotating in.
Tiny seems very confident here because they did show 3 heroes top.
Yeah, but now
Puck is
he needs to be careful though, because they can TP. And the Puck does have a blink.
But everyone is converging on mid. The entire team of Team Paradoxx is also coming. Puck coming in from behind. He might be able to hold these players. No, he does get scouted out by the centaur.
He doesn't want to go cut the wave. He's gonna die.
For sure. So front line in the Medusa, like I said, I don't see how they take a fight with the Medusa being this tanky. Yeah, she doesn't do enough damage, but she's going to survive for the entirety of these fights. And
Yeah.
like, even with a little bit of damage, that's a long duration of
It
high
just
ground.
basically means they have to like get a really good initiation off and kill the lion as well as the Tiny before the fight starts. And then
I think
Medusa,
even getting the pick off on Lion and Earth Spirit.
No, not Earth Spirit, Lion and Tiny. They need to get the Tiny out. And then I think it's a pretty good fight for Team AB. But if they don't get those 2 key pickoffs, I think it's way too difficult.
Tiny is actually going for an E-Blade pickup. I haven't seen this a lot. Loves obviously more burst damage coming out from him.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to go for the immediate, I can survive a Haunt as well as Lone Druid Basher with E-Blade. So I'll just go for damage as well as survivability with this item.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Where is the Lone Druid? How is he doing? Going for the Desolator.
Yeah.
Does have it if he wants to get it now.
As you can see,
I think he has
look
caught
at these
up.
illusions. Goodness gracious.
Damn tanky.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Centaur looking to pick up that Axe. There's going to be key again giving. Does it do the same thing as before?
Another smoke gonna be used by Team Paradoxx here. They're ready to just walk down mid with this Aegis.
Yeah,
Medusa
we
picking
spoke
up that
about how
Eagles one as
fast-paced
well.
these guys were.
Yeah.
A little bit more damage, at least, adding to the lack of damage, and picks up a Manta as well. They don't want to pick it up and give away. Oh, they do actually pick it up.
Oh,
They
Tiny
know that
gets
this is
revealed
happening.
here.
Tiny walking up, he gets impelled up by the Nix here. Stampede is going to be used. They want to catch someone here. Tiny still
Centaur?
waiting, holding on to his big. Oh, Delo. Oh, he's okay. And meanwhile, they do pick off Aarathanan. Not the kill that they were looking for. And I think that was majorly due to that small play that Satan made on the side. he actually cancelled the Tiny's blink at the last moment with that silence and just blinked out.
Yeah. I think they wanted to get 2 there. They wanted the Knicks as well, but they were only. I mean, it's still they're gonna convert it into objectives now, and I still think they do have some time on the Aegis. So I think it's very small amount of time, but there is a little bit.
Yeah, by the next Aegis, this Medusa is going to have his butterfly completed, and she'll probably looking for an MKB or a Deadless even for that matter. Like she needs that damage, or even maybe a Divine at this point. There's no one that can really bring her down at this point.
Very good question.
I can 100% say it's going to be AB. He has not one account. I have one account, man. Majority of the community here has so many accounts. Y'all cannot compare me to anyone else. I played on one account for the entire...
Blink in, coming in from the Tiny, going to the Grimstroke, tossing him back.
And the Grimstroke is going to be easy kill, but the Tiny is in trouble, gets entangled up. He's going to pop that E-Blade onto himself, or a Ghost Scepter, at least for the time the Horn is going to be there, but we have Mitsuki in the middle of everything with that Stone gets coiled up as well. They are trying to bring him down, but he's so tanky here. They are trying to turn this around, but right now the Spectre is falling down low. He is going to get taken out here. A couple of more right clicks away. Hex is going to be there, and he will get taken down. Meanwhile, on the back line, we have the Tiny getting gone on by TenSa Zengetsu. Tiny is falling down low, but gets impaled by the line. What an impale, but the puck jumps in to clean up that kill onto Paradoxx here. The line is going to be in trouble as well. They are slowing down. Cardi is not going to be enough because he was only hitting him, and now the Medusa is going to be left alone, and he will get taken down here. So Team Paradoxx just overstaying their welcome, diving in a little bit too deep, and again a buyback coming in from the Spectre manages to clean the fight up. That's going to be almost a team wipe. I think the center managed to get out there. Yeah. So almost a team wipe.
Yeah, and that, as I said, the damage coming from Medusa is a little bit lackluster. Even though she goes in and tanks a bunch of spells, she just doesn't output enough damage. And I think if they do go on this Tiny, as well as the the support like the Earth Spirit or the Lion, it's gonna reduce their overall control of the team fight enough to the fact that Medusa won't be able to output enough damage.
And TenSa, I think, played that really well, right? Because the puck was controlling most of the heroes there, and TenSa just ignored the entire fight and just completely went on the back line. And there's nothing really that the Lion or the Earth Spirit can do against this bear, hitting so much of damage. Yeah. With the Desolator, the Basher, the MOM, the Entangle, I mean, he's outputting a lot here, and they will clean out this bottom tier 1 as well. If it's going to get popped, at least for the time being, they want to try and defend this.
They might actually defend this. The Medusa is dead for 22 though.
One right click.
Yeah.
Druid just
Assassin
box casually. Probably going. Oh, Paladin Sword. Is he going to carry it, give it to the bear, or give it to the Spectre? That is the question.
Give it to the bear, I think. Paladin Sword's really good with the MOM as well. Lots of lifesteal for the bear.
A lot of damage.
He actually does give it to the Spectre.
Yeah, maybe wanting the Spectre to do a bit of damage as well. And the Spectre doesn't really have lifesteal, so at least some sort of lifesteal for him.
Maybe.
I feel like Spectre is not a hero that requires lifesteal.
Yeah,
nevertheless.
But yeah, nonetheless, it's whatever. It's okay. And now Mitsuki going for that Ghanem Scepter. I think it's probably the next best pickup for the Medusa.
Yeah, he actually queued up a Satanic before. I think that would have been a really horrible choice. Yeah. They're already lacking damage, and just going for a Satanic doesn't really change that.
Yeah.
Change that. Do pick up a Quickening Charm, maybe on the Lion. Oh, AB somehow Sage Meister. That's actually a very tough question, right?
Yeah.
So just because of the fact that AB has been playing Earth Spirit, I feel like for a longer duration, if I'm not mistaken. But in terms of, unless you all actually play a mirror match to figure this out, I think it's a very tough call.
Even a mirror match won't do it justice, because the way you play this hero is around your teammates. So yeah, it's a tough call. It's a tough call.
I would want to say it's Sagemeister, but again, that is totally dependent on the team that he plays with, right? Because I feel like this 3 players like Hawkey, Sagemeister, and Paradoxx has been playing with each other for a longer duration, whereas Satan, TenSa Zengetsu, and AB, they have broken up in the middle. They have played with different teams. They have not always been together for the duration of the last 10 years. Whereas these 3 players have always been together. They have never split from the team. And it is a you can see that in their team synergy every time that they play, whether they are playing rank or whether they are playing a tournament. It is always these three players together.
Yeah, and we see Puck has the money to get her Aghanim Scepter, which is gonna be very, very nice this game, especially against that center ulti. So Puck is actually farmed enough. I think as long as she gets the Aeon Disc after this, she's like set for the game.
Yeah, and it's not going to be an easy kill to get on the Puck after she gets his Aeon Disc as well. And even with the Aghanim is doing so much of damage, the break damage is just insane. Is it the same? Yeah, break damage is going to be insane in the fight.
And we see a Daedalus is what Medusa opts to go for
Yeah.
instead of the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a better option. Again, Aghanims, yeah, it does a little bit of damage, stuns up the heroes, but you're still lacking damage.
I mean, when they get turned into stone, they take more damage, right?
Yeah, they do. But I don't know, man. I still feel like you need a lot more damage than that. So Daedalus, he already picked up the Crystallis, so now he has made up his mind that he is going to go for the Daedalus. He was actually in the middle of 3 different items
and Roshan,
all this time.
This might be a really bad time. Puck just got her Aghanim Scepter. Puck really wants to fight this. Spectre's ready as well.
Out.
Yeah.
And Spec has the diffusal now.
Yeah.
With the Manta style.
You see them going in
Oh,
here.
meanwhile, they are trying to go on the Medusa. Medusa pop the Stone Gaze, but getting all of mana burnt out for the time being. Meanwhile, on the back line, we have the Lone Druid going on to the Tiny as well as the Earth Spirit, and they are going to take so much of damage. They do lose the line and the Earth Spirit both. They are going to buy back immediately. They are coming into the fight. Tiny taking so much of damage from TenSa Zengetsu's Earth Spirit. I mean, they're here, and the Puck want to get this kill on to Mirsab, trying to chase him down, and will be able to get this. Misses the stun completely. What a dodge from Satan, but gets impelled up. They might actually be able to clean this kill up. He gets silent as well, and he will go down. Meanwhile, the Spectre has been taken. I'm not entirely sure where the Spectre went down there. And immediate tips onto Satan. The Satan getting a little bit too greedy for that kill on Mirsab, and Mirsab actually surviving, and clutch buybacks coming out from Hawkey as well as Meister that turned that fight around.
Yeah, Spectre just kind of went too far as well, and Medusa Skadi just made it so hard for her to get out as soon as she went in, and then I think they kind of split up the fight, which they really don't want to do, where TenSa and Spectre went to the right side and Puck went onto the left. And then the heroes on Team Paradoxx have stuns, so they can control players if they're left alone. So it just makes sense that they lost the fight there.
I think again this goes back. Oh, meanwhile they are trying to go on this Lone Druid here, but Meister might have just killed himself here. What a savage row coming from TenSa there. They will clean this up, and that's a dieback on the Earth Spirit. Getting a little bit overconfident. They're trying to play around with TenSa's Lone Druid. That is not a hero or a player that you want to play around with.
Yeah, I really think that Fear was. I mean, he obviously didn't see the Centaur. He kind of just roared the Earth Spirit away.
Yeah, it's got really lucky there catching out the...
Yeah, got pretty lucky there. Otherwise his bear would have probably died, I feel like.
Yep. And I think right now things will settle down at least for a little while until Medusa finishes her Daedalus, and they will try to go high ground.
They have the Daedalus. They're gonna just go now.
Oh, wait, they do have a DD rune picked up, and now this is the damage. Yeah, Daedalus, a little bit of gold away.
Yeah.
And
DD,
Daedalus. Where does she put it though? Maybe throw away the boot?
Yeah, why do you need boot? Oh, bottle, dude. She's gonna pop the DD and switch it in.
Pop the DD, yeah, true. But yeah, the damage that they were lacking.
Yeah, it's there now for sure. And Tiny with the BKB. Oh, what a timing.
And has the cheese as well. So this Tiny is going to survive for a really long time. And very destructive hero, right? Because of the very low cooldown stuns and tosses that he has. And then Line as well if she can
does
survive.
Octopus for now. Wants to hold the DD for longer.
Yeah. And
she's just
what are they going to do, right? Yeah, she's just going to stand here and right click this tower down, and where is the answer from Team AB? Mirsab's gets sniped. I actually has the BKB picked up, it's fine.
Yeah, that was going back. Don't scare me.
I thought the BKB got sniped there. Would have been huge.
Miscommunication coming. Using the ink swell on the bear when it was getting back. Mitsuki
Again, it goes back to the synergy that I was talking about. Mitsuki getting feared out. but trying to get the maximum use out of this DD because Satan is actually cutting the creeper, something that he does all the time. Savage Row again trying to keep this Medusa away from this tower, but the Tiny is there as well. Puck jumps it with the silence. John's back out there. And
but I mean, they're not gonna budge, I feel like. They're just gonna hit this tower.
they cannot do anything meanwhile. Or they want to actually go on to the Medusa.
Bear's in trouble.
Bear gets stunned
Bear's
up
in
and gets
trouble.
X up as well, and the Bear will go down. That's the first death of the Bear. He's going to have another resummon here. But how are they going to fight? They need someone to jump in, and they do not have anyone to bring
They
this
don't have
Medusa
a target
down.
to jump right now.
Yeah, everyone's staying so far back. The Lion and the Earth Spirit both playing it really safe, and they are going to be able to take this middle tower as well. Oh,
Medusa has no
mana being
mana. She
burned
needs to
on
be a
the
little bit
Medusa.
careful.
Oh, they jump in onto the Nyx Assassin, gets tossed back as well. Meanwhile, the Grimstroke ultimate is going to be on 2 heroes, but the BKB spec coming in with the horn. They will clean out the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit is not going to be able to do anything, but the spec taking so much of damage. Medusa tanky as ever is just going to stand their ground, take out the spec, pops the edges. We have TenSa Zengetsu coming in from behind. A lovely Savage Throw onto 2 heroes. They will clean out the center wall and wants to get the Tiny as well. Tiny does have the cheese if he wants to pop it, and the Bear goes down for the second time, and no Bear. And this is going to be really bad, but the puck comes in. They are going to try. Medusa just wants to turn around. The spec actually brought back. He needs to be careful. Gets tossed back up, and this is going to be a dieback onto the spec. Spec will go down. That is a really bad play coming out from him because the Lone Raid did not have his bear. An immediate clip going towards TenSa and gets losing both his bear, and this is going to be 2 sets of racks. Maybe even game here. They will go for this racks as
3
well.
sets here because TenSa can't fight. TenSa has he has a plate mail. That's his hero.
Get Mel to fight 50 seconds on the ground basically. Both the cores absolutely useless at this point, and they will go thrown here.
Yeah, they
Medusa
have
tanky as well.
And yeah, they have Ghanem, the retaliate, and they're just gonna stars are just gonna melt with this Dusa.
Yeah, this is going to be game 1 for sure. Team Paradoxx, it is a bit of a, I think they had a bit of a shaky start, I would say, for the first 5 to 10 minutes, and they just came back strong.
Yeah, I think
Meanwhile,
they have
the
just
Grimstroke-
that bad fight going in that top lane at the T1 tower, the Tiny getting taken down at the start, just made the momentum a little bit stale. But after that, they were pretty good after a few smokes, I feel like.
Yeah, they made use of those smokes, right? They had three stocked up. Every time their ultimates were back up, they were ready to fight one item. Medusa gets one item, they immediately went in for a smoke gang. And I think the changing point was the initial smoke gang that they did was without the Medusa, and then the next smoke gang immediately was with the Medusa, and that I think was the change for them.
Yeah, and I think obviously the Tiny Blink also helped a lot in that scenario. But that's going to be it from us for Game 1, everyone. Please stay tuned. We will be back very shortly. We're going to go on for a short break, and we will be back.
Ciao, guys.
Hello and welcome back everyone to the Dell Gaming Academy FACE-OFF for Dota 2. I'm here, Nightblade, with my favorite caster, Terror. What's up?
Hi guys, so game number 2, huh? First game, it looked a bit iffy in the first 10 minutes. And I think after that it was, I think the Medusa
it
just...
was iffy. Okay, we can stop being biased here. It looked iffy for Paradoxx's team, but AB's team, it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, this is for Paradoxx team only. Like
Yeah,
it was iffy for them for the first 10 minutes, but I think Medusa have been allowed to free farm the entire time.
I think it was they did a good job in stopping the Tiny's momentum at the start, but I didn't feel like they made enough aggressive plays into their jungle to stop the Medusa from farming, or like aggressive kills on the Tiny. But like the number of smokes used by the Radiant was like much less.
I think they used like 1 or maybe 2 maximum.
Yeah. I feel like, it was just no action from them. I feel like they just want to farm.
To be fair though, in their defense, they didn't have the best lineup to just. I think we spoke about during the draft as well that they don't have the best lineup to just run in and get a couple of kills or anything like that. I mean, you're totally dependent on the Puck's burst damage and maybe the Grimstroke to follow up with few skills to be able to get a kill.
I just thought with the witch play that Puck went for, they would want to play a little bit more aggressive with that damage. Got some damage, you want to get some kills with it, but they didn't manage to get into a position where they felt comfortable enough to go for those plays. And I think that's just because the pressure applied by Team Paradoxx was just always on. They always smoked, they farmed, they made sure they hit their timings properly. They had a very good flow to the game, even though their momentum got blocked.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned Hawkey getting his level 6 at like 13 minutes. It was due to the fact that he was almost the entire time just stacking camps after camps after camps, and that allowed the Medusa to just instantly get a boost of farm that no other player on the side of team maybe could have caught up with, because the CS different at any given point was around 100, 150, and that's a massive goal lead for a carry hero to have.
Yeah.
I think team maybe thought that they had the late game and they could hold them off till it got to that point, and maybe if it did go that late, they would have had a chance, because if the Spectre had enough farm, because Spectre was fighting with Manta and Diffusal and Vanguard the entire time.
Not even Diffusal, she was fighting mostly with just the Manta Vanguard, and it felt like she needed more for sure.
Yeah, maybe if it got to that point, maybe if because Lone Druid is no joke late game. Like once you get items on the Lone Druid, you get items on yourself. It's basically 2 heroes that you're shoving into the fight.
But I mean, I like Lone Druid, but then he has this upper just this level where he doesn't scale as well into the late game, because if you kill his bear, he's just useless. Like we saw at the end of the game, nearing the end of the game. They just killed his bear twice, and then he just was like, okay, well, I guess they won. That was the game, right?
Yeah, you lose the bear at that point twice, especially when the opposing team is playing high ground. There is no way that you hold, because that's your core hero mid, the one who's supposed to be doing the early damage, letting your Spectre farm, all that, and then you lose that key damage. And because he was basically 80% of the damage, or maybe even more for that entire game.
Right, and now we will head into the game here, Terror. We're into the draft. The draft has already started, and we have a Tusk first pick on Death Sentence. I think that is something that Dio likes to play a lot, but I think Dio was playing the Spectre last game, so maybe he's gonna play the Tusk this game.
So it's gonna be a Lina as well. So this is okay. Satan loves this hero. For the longest time. So we might see an offlane Lina, which is very unorthodox, but can work. I mean, these guys, what I like about Team AB is, right, they have certain heroes that they play regardless of the situation, regardless of the patch. They tend to, pick what they like and roll with it. For example, like TenSa on his Klings, or Satan on his Lina. They tend to get this unorthodox speed, which is out of meta, kind of like OG for that matter, right? Because OG doesn't care about what the meta is at any point.
Yeah,
these
they
guys
just play what they want.
Yeah, their team. But when it comes to Team Paradoxx, you have Hawkey, you have Mirsab. They play a lot of Dota on a daily basis, and at least Mirsab does, even though Hawkey doesn't. And I think that's one of the reasons that Paradoxx is drafting and not Hawkey anymore. And they tend to play around the draft. What I've seen from them over the years is that they will always play around the current meta and try to adjust their draft accordingly, regardless of who they like. But
Yeah,
there are two
and
heroes that
yeah,
I think Hawkey always plays. What do you call it? Winter Wyvern and
Wyvern,
Oracle.
yeah. And I really like the bans coming out from from Paradox's team, the Ursa, Timbersaw, Lone Druid, as well as the Pugna. I just feel like they're trying to just secure a good game for the first pick core, which is the Centaur.
Yep.
Like he doesn't have too much that can contest him now after those heroes are taken out. And on Death Sentence, they were like, we don't want to deal with your Medusa or your Tiny. You know, just get those two out.
Yeah, they don't. They, I think majority of that is basically taking Tiny out, and they don't want Team Paradoxx to have that early run at you kind of lineup, because I think they excel at it, right? Because like I spoke about previously, their synergy is so much better compared to Team AB, because recently also like AB, TenSa, they played a tournament, but they played with a different bunch of players. But Team Paradoxx, they'll always play with the same bunch of guys, which allows them to have a better synergy going into the game. So you give them a lineup that is run at you, which needs team synergy, they'll excel at it. And I think we saw it in the initiations. Either one initiation by them where Paradoxx missed a blink in with the Tiny, everything else was almost on
Mid
point.
lane, yeah. I mean, you know, those things happen during a game. Nobody plays perfectly, but yeah, I think it's mostly like whoever makes less mistakes in this game, for sure.
For sure, especially when the two teams are so evenly matched, right? It comes down to.
I really like this. I think this is interesting because now we know the Lina is a core after this Grimstroke pickup.
Yeah.
And it could
So
be
Lina,
mid
or an offlane. I mean, you can run it both ways.
I
You
don't
know
know
how
about
much I
offlane.
like the Lina.
I don't know about offlane
Hey,
Lina, but
Hey.
so position 4 Lina I understand, sure, but it's not gonna be a 4 with these two heroes, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
But
so I
come
think
on,
it's
man,
gonna be a mid. I mean, they picked mid last game, the first in their first two picks. They could pick it this game as well, and they have the ability to swap players. They are versatile enough, especially with TenSa's hero pool. So if Aarathanan can easily play the Lina mid, and TenSa can go offlane or safe lane even.
TenSa, I think, probably has the highest hero pool out of anyone here. I think just because of the number of years that he has been playing and just of how good of a player he is. I think he has. He's a person who will get an enigma and go mid, right? He doesn't really care. He's that type of a player, and he pulls it off. I mean, even last game, even though they lost, that Lone Druid was the hero that was doing most of the work in that game.
Yeah, he was a threat for sure.
And I think TenSa is someone who can do that. So Lina, whatever it is, he'll take whoever it is given to him and just run with it. I feel like he's that type of a player.
Yeah, and we see the Earth Spirit being picked up again by No Paradoxx. I mean, sorry, I think that was the team. No, Mirsab has.
Mirsab.
Yeah, and I think they're sticking to their comfort for Sage Meister. I think he usually doesn't stray too far from his hero pool, just like Clockwork, Earth Spirit, and maybe Tusk. You know, not much more than that. Oh, we see the PL being picked up. This might be a Aarathanan PL though.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they might switch things around because Heshan's or Aarathanan's PL is, I mean, he's known for it, right?
Yeah.
His PL anti-mage is just destructive. The speed at which he farms with the small plays, the mechanical plays that he makes with these heroes is just absolutely god tier. And I think there is no reason why they shouldn't give that PL to Heshan.
Yeah, and we see Bristleback being banned again this game by Team Paradoxx, and I think it just comes to feel like that they don't like this hero too much. They're banning it the second time.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's definitely an annoyance to deal with.
I mean, I think it's pretty good against Lifestealer. You just stack up,
Yeah.
and then you just out damage the Lifestealer. His rage doesn't really do much.
And with a Murloc is not going to be doing a lot to him.
Yeah, true, yeah. And we see Leshrac being taken out. Don't want any sort of Leshrac. Leshrac would have been so good for Team Paradoxx. I feel like that was a good ban.
Yeah, and Mirsab loves that hero.
Yeah. No, I think just because of the PL pickup, they really needed to remove the Leshrac. Yeah.
Because right now they don't have a lot for the PL, like absolutely nothing actually, other than maybe Fatal Bonds, which can be dispelled by Doppelganger. So they basically have nothing for the PL.
I mean, Mjolnir lifesteal is a thing.
For sure, but
Puck.
is it enough though?
Yeah, the Puck ban is good because that also is good counter to PL because he doesn't let him use Doppelganger after the coil.
Yeah. Sand King also another strong hero in the patch. I mean, people tend to run it mid. I think I saw recent game. I think was it OG, I think, or Alliance. I think they were running the Sand King mid, and it is definitely a meta hero that has been a thing for some time now.
Yeah, I think it's just so good because you pair it up with the Grimstroke and you get those double stuns off, and it's just so good. It just does so much damage. They're instant stuns, and against a hero like Lifestealer, you wanna like reduce the instant stuns that they can get on the enemy team.
For sure, because Lifesteal excels at being able to. I think one of the reasons that Lifesteal is strong is his rage, right? And you want to get insta disable and not be able to pop the rage during the fight.
They're gonna go with Legion Commander. Wow, they still get that stun that goes through rage. So they have that. They have that lockdown for the Lifestealer to kill him off early. But do they have enough? They have the Lena Laguna. They have the Tusk with his tag team. So there is a lot for this Legion. But
and mind you, the Lena is paired with the Grimstroke. So
yeah,
Laguna.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a good lineup for Death Sentence. But I feel like at the same time, if the Legion doesn't really do that well, and doesn't get those duels off, they can be steamrolled pretty hard. They're all of them are kind of squishy, and if they have a good momentum like last game on Paradox's team, it's gonna be hard for them to just not get run down. Look at their heroes; like they don't have stuns other than the Lena Light Strike Array and the Tusk Snowball and Duel, Inkswell. Like those stuns aren't stuns that you really want. They're not instant stuns other than Duel. And I feel like if they can just run at you with Stampede and Lifestealer, Bomb, and Earth Spirit, it's gonna be hard if you're behind, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think Team AB is going to be wanting to play this from behind, and I think they are taking a leaf out of the draft from Team Paradoxx from last game, where they have one heavy farming core at the back, and they want to be able to run at you and go for these kills. And Kunkka actually stops this quite a bit. You have that board buff to save your team and just disrupt the team fight entirely, and does reasonably well against the Lena mid. And it is going to be a TenSa Zengetsu Lena with Heshan. Yeah, Heshan is actually playing the PL, so we were right. Heshan has to be on that PL. I think you don't give it to anyone else when there's a PL pickup in that team.
Okay, so I think this Kunkka even got buffed movement speed. In the most recent patch. I think it came out today, so it'll be nice to see how much faster he is as a hero. You don't really notice the difference until you see it. Like you see this 10 movement speed buff, and then you just watch him walk towards your range creep and kill it so fast, and you don't have any time to react, and you just realize how much of a buff that is for some heroes.
Yeah, and especially with Lena having really bad attack animation without fire souls, she attacks really slow. I think this Lena needs to be extremely afraid in this mid lane, just because of the threat of extra run into Earth Spirit rolling in. This Lena is going to die every time if that's going to happen. So they need to watch out for these rotations, and even the lane itself, I think Kunkka has that potential to be able to kill the Lena on his own. So they really need to be careful.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this game pans out.
For sure, and I honestly want to see a third game, so I hope this run at you lineup from Team AB works out, because it's always the case with these two teams. Like you play a BO5, majority of the time it goes all 5 games, or at least a minimum of 4 games. So if it's a BO3, I would like to see it go the distance and go all 3 games. And I mean, it's entertainment for us, and we don't always get to see a hype matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Honestly, I actually am very excited to see this game. I think both teams have drafted a lot more evenly than the last game. I think both teams can pull off a lot of really cool stuff in this game, and I think it's a lot about strategy in this game rather than like executing plays, like moving around the map and getting off these dual wins or countering the dual wins with both on time with Kunkka TPs. And stuff like that. It's gonna be very interesting to see how the game plays around each of the heroes.
The only thing that I'm worried for Team AB is this Lena pickup, to be honest. But like I said, TenSa doesn't really care. He'll pick up whoever he likes and goes mid.
Honestly, I feel like he can outlane anyone if he's given a slight advantage.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a slight advantage matchup. Like you can kind of do pretty well. Like I remember before the Light Strike Array got nerfed to like 10 seconds, I think it is. Yeah, 10 seconds at level 1. So it used to be like really good earlier, and you can just spam it and make sure you get the first 2 creep waves against melee heroes, right? But now that it's nerfed a little bit, I don't know how this mid lane matchup goes in the first few levels.
And mind you, like even at 100 mana, she can get off like 5 different light strike arrays, not considering a mana region that comes along with it. So it is definitely a hero that can harass the Kunkka, but Kunkka innately is a very tanky hero, starting off at like 780 HP, like almost 800 HP. We'll get that Brazen next, and like he's going to be extremely tanky. It's not an easy hero to bring down. And
I wonder how much easier it is to dodge light strike arrays with this movement speed buff now on Kunkka. That might be like a cool buff against in this matchup.
One interesting thing that we actually didn't check was who of these heroes were going for stats last game, because that's another thing.
Yeah, it is a thing
you can
now.
pick up stats.
Yeah, I guess we didn't really check that. And we see TenSa immediately getting his D ward off. That's very nice for Alina mid.
You don't have the size.
Burns, doesn't it?
That's definitely going to help with that vision advantage that he's going to be having in this, because he's going to be able to stun from the fog if the Kunkka is in the river, and as long as he controls the lane. Buy a Dell Gaming laptop starting at $799. Use the code AG10. Oh, I just got the joke. I was like reading the rest of it.
It took you so long, Tashika. You're getting old.
I didn't read the title, right? I didn't read the title.
That's all I
can
can
say.
say.
I was like, want to avoid lags in game.
I can only say you're getting old. That's all I can say right now. Oh no. But I mean, anyway.
This is all entertainment for sure. Like, it is part of the community. It has been a part of the community for the last so many years. The drama, and it has always been centered around most of the time. Ooh, like nice torrent on Arena there.
But no, that was not the good. He wanted to get that last hit with the torrent, but he got the deny off. So, I mean, TenSa so far with 4 denies, he is winning this lane.
Yeah, I think in terms of last hitting and being able to control the lane, he will have the advantage. But the fear is that the earth spread rotates in, right?
That's always good. But I mean, he is showing in the lane. He's level 1, so he knows at least for the first 3 minutes he's not going to get ganked by this earth spread. But as soon as those water runes start spawning, the earth spread might rotate.
And meanwhile, top lane, the Legion has taken quite a bit of damage, but I mean, he's okay. He is not going to be too worried. He's always going to have that overwhelming odds. He can get rid of the open wounds with his prestige attack. So it's not an easy kill. He can get rid of even the fatal bombs as well.
Yeah. I'm just so interested in this mid lane. The Lina is getting so many denies here that the Kunkka is kind of suffering a little bit.
Yeah, Kunkka is just absolutely getting bullied in the lane, and with that the bottle comes up and he's going to be able to pick up the water rune as well.
I mean, Kunkka's also going to get the water rune, so he's actually okay even though he doesn't have his bottle right now.
Bottle up,
he's okay.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, almost the exact same matchup from the bottom lane. Shauban on his 24 or green or whichever name that you all know him by on his centaur, and Sage Meister on his
top lane. We might see a kill here. We see them going on Mitsuki with the tag team. He's going to get a few right clicks off, but is he going to survive?
He will actually go down here. This might be the first blood. Might get who is going to go down first here, but Mitsuki might actually go down here. He's trying to juke around the trees, cuts the tree with the Quelling Blade. Warlock keeping him alive, now trying to body block there from Hawkey, and the confidence to playing around with that HP and knowing the limits of that hero, pushing that kill onto the tusk. That's why these players are good.
Yeah, that's why these players, they just know the limits of the heroes really well. And now Delo might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's gonna get slowed up by almost. I think if Lysilla got like 2 hits there, the Delo would have died for sure. Meanwhile, bottom lane, I thought I saw a ping to go, but apparently it was just a deny.
Mid lane, of course, it is Kunkka just stepping out. Meanwhile, bottom lane, again, I think this is a much more even lane than last time, because the PL is going to be able to get these last hits, unlike the Spectre who got bullied a lot in that lane the last time around. But PL doesn't have the same problem. He has his escapes, he has a decent amount of damage, and the Spirit Lance allows him to be able to get those range creeps as well.
Yeah, I mean, not really against the Centaur. Centaur just does way too much damage, but yeah, I mean, Spear is he's gonna be alright, but he's still gonna get kind of bullied in the levels to come.
And Paradoxx is actually caught up in terms of last hits. He was falling behind, but he's almost pretty even with the Lina now.
Yeah. I think now that he has his, he's gonna get his level 5 soon, and he's gonna be hitting really hard with that Tidebringer.
Undoubtedly the best PL player in the country. I would say so. I have seen this guy play PL anti-mage. I think definitely. Anti-mage, I think there are other players also who plays it really well, but PL for sure. I think there is no one better than Heshan on that hero.
Yeah, I think he's proven himself enough to be the best. As in, he gets they pick it a lot for him, and he's very comfortable playing with it. Oh, and Delo, he's playing so aggressive here. We see AB wants to go on the lifestealer here, but they decide to back off.
I mean, this is not an easy kill, right? He has level 2 prestige attack, he has overwhelming odds, the creep wave is coming in, so they're going to be taking a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And this guy is not going to be taken down easily, the Legion.
Yeah. And I mean, even if Legion had more points in her moment of courage, I still think it's hard, even if the creeps are hitting him. It's just, the lifestealer just heals too much now after that change.
Yep. And meanwhile, again, like this CS between the mid lane has been even. TenSa has been pulling ahead a little bit. Picked up his boots, going for that second null. Ooh, Mitsuki's Courier gets picked off.
Oh, but
where did that happen?
Task is gonna just TP out here. Very happy to get the Courier and TP out there. And Earthspirit and Grimstroke. Yeah, Earthspirit and Grimstroke are just playing around mid. Both of them know, they feel it. Like the Earthspirit is gonna gank my Lina, so I'm staying mid. And the Earthspirit is like, I want to gank Lina. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
They want to wait.
I mean, we knew that this was going to happen, right?
Yeah,
The Earthspirit was 100% going to be going in for a gank when the power rune spawns.
Yeah. Now the 6-minute rune is gonna be secured for sure by the Dire team. And Kanka does pick up a haste rune. That's a scary rune to get on a
mind you, he has both.
Ooh, but top lane.
Oh, first blood.
I didn't think that would happen. But yeah, I think he was just tag teamed while Warlock was not there. I didn't get his heal off.
And he doesn't have a point in rage, so he's not going to be able to just casually walk away from anything.
Yeah. No,
I think one point of rage would have allowed him.
Yeah, I mean, he would have walked away from the tag team slows.
Yeah. Like what is it? Like 15% movement speed, I think.
It's pretty good.
At level 1.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but now Mitsuki knows that he can't really play alone in this lane, so that's gonna give Legion a big advantage, and it's gonna let him pull ahead in this game. I feel like a little bit. Meanwhile, Sage Meister.
Yeah, right now. They are actually trying to go on the Kunka. Kunka uses the haste rune here, gets away, and the boat is going to be there on TenSa. He does hit as well, but Mirsab needs to be careful. He is going to walk away from their Sage Meister falling down low, but there is no follow-up, and they don't want to dive this and die to this. I think if Paradoxx had enough heal coming out, I think he might have contested a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. With that haste rune, he would have literally walked them down if he had more HP, I feel like, just because of that level 4 Tidebringer. But the Lina did go on him first, and the Earthspirit missed his roll as well. So I feel like those two factors just made the kill kind of impossible.
I think if the Earthspirit hit his roll there, they would have actually got that kill.
Maybe. It's still hard to say, but I think it would have been close.
So PL is having a decent lane considering
they might go top here on the lifesteal. Lifesteal's in a little bit of trouble. We have the shards coming out as well.
They're going to turn this around actually, but I don't know. I thought the Kunka might be tripping there. Coach AB or Coach Ara? I feel like that is a question that we cannot answer without knowing the history of the teams that they coach. Yeah. I honestly don't know. I haven't kept up.
Lifestealer is going to be a little bit of trouble. He does have infest, but he has nothing. He does infest the big.
He's going to maybe stomp here. No, he didn't have it was a set to that team.
That's a set, right?
I thought it was a center for a moment.
Yeah. But he's going to be fine. Ooh, Grimstroke rotating.
Yeah, actually trying to go on the Warlock will get taken down here most probably. He's still surviving for the time, but the duel is going to come in. But Sage Meister joins the fight as well. The duel win is going to go in favor of the Legion Commander, and they are the roll save. I mean, the ball save from the Tusk here, trying to go on to Mitsuki, but Mitsuki with that pickup of 1 level of rage, and Esports is going to be able to just walk away from there. So that is the first duel of the game.
Yeah, and a good duel for sure. He gets his duel damage. You want to keep snowballing off of this damage. And like you kind of become a threat once you get around 30 to 40 damage. You start becoming like a huge threat. So getting this first duel early at around the 8 minutes is very nice for the Legion.
Yeah, and like it's coming back off cooldown in the next 50 minutes. They'll actually try to go again on top lane because we see that Ara is also around the area. He is stacking for the moment, but he is around the area if they do decide to go on that top lane.
Yeah. And the huge stacks here, not huge stacks, but I guess it's triple stack, or I think it's a double or it's triple stack.
Double stack Heshan, double stack
stack.
neutral camp.
Yeah, I think if they stack it 2 more times, this PL is gonna be happy. Oh, top lane again, but I think the Earthspirit is sticking around this time. He doesn't want them to get an easy kill onto the Warlock again.
And mind you, they need to make sure that this Lifestealer gets farmed because Lifestealer is, I feel like, is going to be keen going up against his PL. He wants to get that early Maelstrom because Kunkka, we know that the Kunkka can do it with like Daedalus and stuff, but those are not the items that Kunkka will be looking to go for, at least not early game. He will go for it later on, but not initially.
Yeah. Let me see. The Lina
He might be.
is getting gets arcane boots, so she might be going for the Aether Lens first. Yeah. Usually you see Yules and stuff like that, but I guess not. Mitsuki easily just running away from this. I guess it's not a gank. It's just like an invasion of their jungle, trying to get the top tower. Meanwhile, center on the bot lane, soloing the bottom tower. So I think they're okay with trading. Paradoxx actually might go. He has a DD ready, so they might look to contest this. Center will have Stampede if he TPs top as well.
I think this was spotted out. Is there a ward? No, there wasn't a ward scouting this rotation, but I think Mirsab going missing from that mid
Centaur
lane.
might be in trouble here. They're TPing a lot of heroes on him. Legion has come as well.
Uses a Stampede, but how are they going to get this kill with the Stampede? If they get a good
Shards?
shard.
Let's go, Shards. Shards?
Nice shot, lovely
Yeah.
shots, and now they are going to be able to get this kill. The Light Striker is going to be there
No, not here.
as well, and it's going to be another dual win for this Legion commander.
Very happy on Legion. Legion's very happy to get this kill. Gets the 20 damage. Needs like 2 more duels, and then she can even like duel the Kunkka, and they have like a good chance of killing him.
Yeah. Kunkka, I think probably will go for drums into Heavens. I feel like Heavens is a decent item to get because PL cannot dispel it, the Legion commander cannot dispel it, and it's going to help them to deal with this duel and the PL both in the initial stages at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. Lifestealer almost finishes Maelstrom. That's going to help a lot against this PL later in the later stages, as well as help him farm a lot faster during the mid game. And PL, so far he hasn't been farming as fast as he'd like, because he doesn't really have. He has just that Blade of Alacrity, getting another one very soon, but he hasn't hit an item timing yet, which makes him a little bit sad.
I think the thing about PL is PL anyway, I feel like within the first 10 to 15 minutes, it's not a hero that flash farms.
Yeah.
But after he hits those 1 or 2 items, then he just takes over the entire map with his illusions that he's going to be sending out into the lane, into the jungle. He can farm multiple camps. That's what I think just basically makes PL really fun.
We see Paradoxx with the DD.
Oh, I actually thought about this, right? Paradoxx is actually good for Radiance.
Yeah, Radiance, I think it just helps him scale into the late game, and it's very good against the Legion, because Legion really doesn't really want to go BKB early on in the game, and it just helps against duels.
And works against the PL as well. PL is going to be doing lesser amount of damage. They're going to be taking that burn damage as well in turn. And I feel like he's going to get this really fast compared to the PL, who's going to be needing a lot more items.
Yeah. But it seems like so far it's just going to be a farm fest. We see the net worth being Kunkka and Lina, the top 2. Basically the same net worth, just 200 gold apart. And the Lina, I think Lina also gets... She like scales really weirdly in the sense that she's really strong early. She's stronger into the early part of mid game and the later part of mid game. Not really the middle of the mid game, because in the middle of the mid game I feel like the blinks come online. Oh, and here we see an X mark.
They are trying to go. And with the boat as well, they are trying to. Oh, nice snowball snare from the Tusker. They are trying to go onto the Kunkka. Kunkka gets stunned up with the snowball, but the center coming in with the stampede. The Lina wants to turn around, but the Warlock is going to be there. He misses the light strike arrow. Meanwhile, the Tusker is taken out in the back line. Split coming in. X is going to be there on Lina. He does use the Laguna Blade, but the Torrent is going to come out, and now a double golem onto the Legion commander as well as the Lina. The Lina will go down, but they will be able to clean up the Legion commander here as well. He's pretty speedy for the timing. He gets a triple stun there onto 3 heroes, but it is going to be him going down to the lifestealer. So.
I think he might want to go in again. Oh, I was ready for that. I was ready for that infested Earthsphere to go on Warlock there. But I guess not.
He might have been thinking about it. I think might have been a bit of a throw if they did buy back then.
He gets the X off onto Satan.
But he does have the doppelganger. Yes, he is going to use it and he's going to be able to walk away.
He does play that correctly. And we see the Earthspirit rotating
he
from
is
behind.
chasing. He has another X here. The X is going to be there. No, just the fog. And Earthspirit is going to be in trouble now.
Yeah, he's just going to die here.
Oh, misses the shot, but he is going to die nevertheless. They do give up the mid.
Little bit greedy on Earthspirit and Kunkka, but
I think they were not paying too much attention to the respawn timing on the Radiant team, and the fact that I think if the the Kunkka did get off the X the second time, maybe they would have had a chance, but PL just going into the fog there.
yeah. Now Legion hasn't got any duels off lately. Not really too happy. She wants to keep getting those kills, those solo pickoffs, and getting that momentum later into the as the game goes on. And Centaur getting his blink timing kind of soon. He'll get it before 20 with the Vanguard and the Hood, which is a very good timing for this Centaur. I think it'll hit a timing with the Kunkka Radiance, and that's gonna be the time to go.
Yeah, and if you see, look at the network chart, right? The top 2 heroes are the Lifestealer and the Kunkka, and even the Centaur is really high up there. So right now, in terms of farm, Team Paradoxx is doing a lot better, just like we saw last game. But these team fights are different, right? Because I feel like a good soulbind from the Grimstroke with a good Laguna Blade can change the fight.
Yeah.
But having said that, you have the Kunkka boat to negate most of the damage. You have the Stampede, you have the Silence from the Sage Meister's Earth Spirit. There is a lot that they can do to disrupt this as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what happened last fight. Like I think when they dodged the boat with the snowball, and they decided to all go in onto the Kunkka, they didn't realize that they did basically no damage to the Kunkka because he was boat buffed, and it just toppled the momentum in that fight, even though that was such a good snowball save.
Yep, and Tusk had to pay with his life, and in the end, so did the Lina and the Legion commander both because of a really nice golem from Hawkey there.
Yeah.
And right now, even Hawkey is pretty fat right now, sitting at 4K net worth compared to the 2 supports on the side of Team AB.
Yeah, has that medallion. Very useful item on supports these days, very cheap as well. And
that assures you that you won't have to pause your game due to in-game lags.
Yeah, of course, buy a Dell Gaming laptop today, everyone.
For sure.
And here we see Kunkka hitting his Radiance timing. So this is a time they want to go. Centaur as well gets the Blink Dagger. So this is the timing that they have to make something happen, and they have to try and get some objectives. The smoke is there. They're trying to look for a kill.
This is go time because you still don't want this PL just freely farming the entire game. You want to put pressure. You don't want the PL free farming. And right now, they have been doing a good job. PL isn't that far ahead.
Yeah, Radiant switched off. They want to go deep. They don't want to get shown. Oh, a counter smoke actually. Radiant wants to smoke as well.
Oh wow. Yeah, smoke on smoke action here. They might catch out the Grimstroke. Grimstroke still not in vision here. They are coming from behind. And now they realize there's a DD.
Spawns. Oh, but they might just fight here. Kunkka in the front line, gonna try and look for somebody. See,
they do find the Lina here. The Lina, the stun, lovely stun there from the Sage Meister there. At the boat is going to be there. The Golem on top of them, and that is the Lina going down as well as maybe the Tusk here. Tusk is taking a lot of damage, and the Tusk will go down here as well. So that is 2 kills being cleaned out, and in the meantime, they're trying to chase after the PL. PL is low if they can find.
Oh, he gets the turret!
He gets the correct one.
Oh my god, how
And then another
unlucky!
X and the Fog they are saving. it
Oh,
for the time
that
being.
was so unlucky for Satan!
Doppelganger messing with him there.
Oh no, that hurts to watch. He had to be the last one at the end for the turn to hit there.
That's definitely a feels bad for Satan there. And Team Paradoxx just showing that they are prepared to fight, and there is no way that Team AB can take this fight, because again Lina is a bit very iffy hero. He is now
Lina
going for an
wants to
Aeon
mid,
miss.
but gets cancelled. Oh, that was very close to being a kill on the Kanka, I feel like. But
And mind you, they have a very deep ward here.
yeah.
Two wards actually, on overlapping kind of. But they have gone to the Roche pit, lifesteal taking a bit of damage from the Roshan. With that DD though, it's going to be pretty easy Roshan here.
But they look like they want to contest this, which is Legion getting a
They're trying to go in, Legion going in, he does get silence up, he's still up in the front line. The LSA is going to be just on one hero, they want to turn this around. The Fatal Bond's doing so much of work, but meanwhile Lina gets taken out in the back line as well. Oh, she's still surviving, but PL managed to take out the Warlock. And now the Stampede is going to be used, and they want to go inside Roshan pit. PL playing with fire here. He is going to get stunned up, and wow, he will get taken down as well. Meanwhile, in the back line, Shauban did clean up that kill onto TenSa Zengetsu, and this is going to be a free Roshan for them.
Yeah, I think Shauban just ulted to kill off the Lina. Just ran
Yeah.
after her and double edged her and killed her in the end. I mean, that damage coming out from the Warlock Fatal Bombs and all this burst damage coming out from Team Paradoxx, it was just too much. They thought they could take that fight, but they were not even close.
They were not even close for sure. And I feel like the introduction of tips into the game, right? You need to have a really strong mental fortitude to be able to deal with it. I think we have seen an international team make absolute use of the text lines and tipping mechanism that was introduced into the game,
Yeah.
and abusing it to a point that other teams actually mute the entire team before playing a game. And but this does not mute tips. The tips are still going to come through.
Tips not muted. Tips
yeah.
are things that destroy your soul from the inside out if you're not careful.
But it is definitely a thing. I think, especially because unlike Sri Lankan lands, right? In international stages, you're inside soundproof booths, and this is a way of getting into the other team's head. Like if you keep doing this, it tends to annoy you quite a bit.
Yeah, and we see the stats coming out from Satan's PL. 70% win rate. I'm guessing this is in Sri Lankan tournaments, if the statistics are correct. So, I mean, that's a pretty high win rate.
Yeah, that is definitely a very high win rate. Whether it is Sri Lankan tournaments or overall on this account is interesting. I don't know if our statsman can tell us whether it's actually just Sri Lankan tournaments or overall stats on his this current account.
Yeah, I mean, if it's stats on his current account, it is very impressive because he's played a lot of PL games. And I think he does have the experience. He does have the experience to carry a game like this, but I wonder what exactly he needs to get there, basically.
He has his mental style now. I think he needs a lot more items.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a butterfly Skadi, he needs a lot more.
Yeah, no, I'm
And
just
definitely-
thinking of what sort of approach does he need to take. Like, who should he focus on in fights? Does he even go to fights? Does he just farm? Like, I mean, there are a lot of factors that go into your item decisions as well as like participating in team fights as a carry. So I just wonder.
Legion gets caught out by the Sage Meister. He's going to be able to use press the attack to take away the ultimate, but he's going to get X back into the torrent as well as the boat. He's taking a lot of damage. The next torrent is going to be there as well, and they do clean up that kill onto the Legion commander. They might try to go high ground here, or maybe at least take the tier 2 tower mid, because they still do have the Aegis on that life stealer.
And PL decides to TP bottom, and he's in a little bit of danger right now, but I guess he's gonna back off. He just farms a hard cam, so not the best TP by him. And they do scout him out with this nice ward placed by Hawkey, so they want to go for him right now. We see the lifestealer prepping to go up the high ground, but I guess he just wants to take the tower.
Right now, PL is trying to delay the push as much as possible, throwing the illusions at the wave. But with the radiance coming out from the Kunkka, the Maelstrom, the illusions are not going to be able to do a lot in terms of defending against this wave.
Yeah, and the halberd almost. I think the halberd is done for the Kunkka as well. So it's gonna be very hard for the Legion to actually get a dual win, or even the PL to actually go on someone if he gets the halberd onto the right one. It just kind of completely stops PL from really working. He doesn't get his multiple illusions because he's not attacking.
Yep. I think Halberd, that's why I thought Paradoxx will actually decide to go drums into
Oh,
Halberd.
PL and Tusk in trouble.
They are going to TP out. Does Sage Meister catch this out? No,
Yeah,
they are going to
that
be...
ward on the high ground scouts them out, and then they just TP out. But that was a
and
cool rotation if they didn't have a ward there.
TenSa really hasn't been scaling at all. He does have his BOT, but this BOT hasn't come into use that much. I mean, he went for this BOT thinking of playing a really fast-paced game with his team, but...
No, I feel like he got
doesn't.
BOT because he was losing. I think it's the opposite. He just wants a split push. That's why he got the BOT, because he knows he's behind and he just wants to he just wants to push lanes.
Yes, Deathwish, we already know. My hours are invalid. See, the thing is, that's the only true statement you have made. My hours don't matter.
Though not mattering and being invalid are two different things, Ashika. We all know.
I know. Can you just
all
go
know.
with what I said? Can you just go with what I said? Right now we have Team Paradoxx trying to go up high ground on this top tier 3 tower. A nice LSA on the lifestealer attacking. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage actually, but going to get healed up by the Warlock quite a bit. He's going to pop that rage also.
Just hitting the tower slowly, sieging a little bit. He needs to be a little bit careful, but he does have that Aegis, so he's not too scared as well. And look how far away they're standing on the side of Team Paradoxx. And
I think they just ran out, right?
Yeah.
So he is going for that MKB next. He's not going to be completing the Mjolnir. So we're going to hold on to the Mirsab because I think right now PL is not much of a threat that they need to get so much of illusion clear, just because you have the Kunkka with the Radiance as well, and BKB picked up. This Kunkka is extremely fat.
Yeah, Kunkka is fat, and I think his kit in this game is just very useful because they have what Radiant team wants to do is they want to quickly get a kill in a team fight, and this Kunkka just completely shuts that down with the boat. And as you can see, TenSa, he's just trying to push lanes. He's just trying to push lanes as much as possible, try to create as much space as possible for this PL. But PL is still struggling. He doesn't even have his Manta yet. He went for the hood just to survive in team fights, which I think is needed. But let's see what he decides to go for next. He's actually completely skipping the Manta style, and he's going for that heart of Tarask. Oh, BKB pump. Oh, no, that's just shard. And he gets to blink out. That's a pretty nice play coming from the Legion though.
You die. Yet your
We actually haven't had some interesting shard plays in this game, huh?
Yeah, I
In
mean,
both
I don't
games.
think there are too many good shards this game. Lina shard is not that good. PL shard used to be good. Tusk shard is kind of meh.
I think Warlock shard is pretty interesting though. 10% movement speed and the Shadow Word is AoE.
No, I think that's one of the better ones this game for sure.
Yeah.
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 Warlock and maybe Centaur is really good.
What is Centaur's one? It causes a double edge to increase Centaur's strength by 15% per
Yeah,
hero hit.
it's pretty good once he gets items for sure. That's why he went for this heart. Now with these double edge, he's probably gonna go for he's going for BKB next. So he's gonna be like this unkillable tank, and then when he gets I'm
The
sorry.
BKB?
No,
You
when
lost
he
your
gets
train of thought.
the shard. My train of
Shard.
thought was, once he gets the shard, he'll be like really strong. So he's just gonna get more strength.
Happens to the best of us. And that's the problem, right? The PL, who is he killing right now? And you see the PL and the Lina farming in the same place, same jungle. Like, this is not what you want to see happening. You want your coast to be freely farming anywhere on the map. And right now they are stuck farming together because the rest of the map is not safe for them. And the PL really cannot kill anyone in this game right now.
No, not yet.
Maybe the Earth Spirit. Maybe the
Not
Earth
yet,
Spirit.
but
That's the
then
only.
Once he gets online with this heart, he's able to go onto the Warlock and deal with him, as well as maybe even Earth Spirit is a little bit hard because he can just roll away, and PL can't really do too much about it. But just killing this Warlock and making sure to go onto the backlines and go. Basically, his plan is to get a kill get out of the fight, heal up, and come back.
Yeah, and I feel like BKB is also not going to help. What is the Lina going for? She completed her BKB. She's going for Aghanim Scepter. So I was actually thinking about this, right? Because it goes through Rage, it goes through the BKB on the Kunkka, and with a good Soulbind, it's going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And this the go-to build, I think, if you're paired
Wait,
up
Kunkka with a haste here, he might find the Grimstroke. There we go, the X mark from downtown. Gonna get the torrent. There's gonna be a the Kunkka shard being shown as well. It pushes him further, helping him survive a little bit longer. But Paradoxx is gonna secure the kill.
There was no way that he was getting away, but
Yeah.
that does secure the
BKB
Lina,
TPR'd
the-
by TenSa. Very nice play by him.
Yeah, right call, I think, because if that roll had hit while he was trying to TP out, would have been basically the Grimstroke's death would have been a waste.
And there was a pop-up that came just now, but it said who is the best upcoming player in Sri Lankan Dota 2, in the Sri Lankan Dota 2 scene. And for me, I've heard of this legendary player that might be coming back into Dota very soon. He used to play a lot of Rubik and Lina, and he was thinking about coming back to the Dota scene. It's been said that he has millions of hours in Dota.
Funny. But it defeats the purpose of being a new and upcoming player, right? Rahul? I think you should check on your own facts. He won't be new and upcoming in which case. You'll be old and upcoming. That will be
Old and upcoming, sure.
very old.
But no, jokes aside, do you have anyone in mind for new and upcoming talent?
Right now, I'm seeing the newer talent here, and I think Death Sentence themselves actually showed a couple of newer players. They're technically not new, but I think they have improved a lot over the years. I myself, I've played with them. I think it was Hodo and
There's a duel onto the Earth Spirit here. That's a really
the
good
Laguna
pick-up.
Blade as well. They will pick this skill off, and that's a decent duel win that they really needed.
And I think
What's
that's
your-
one way for them to come back. I mean, the duel from the Legion, he gets to 40, which is pretty pathetic coming to 31 minutes into the game. I mean, I'm saying pathetic not in a way that the player is bad, but
Yes,
the fact that
I
the
understand.
damage is
Don't
just
worry,
so
Abdul.
low, it doesn't really affect.
Don't worry, Abdul. No one is going to get offended. Hopefully. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'm not sure these days, but hopefully.
You know, you can never be sure, right? And who gets
We
offended?
can
by
never be
one.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So the question from our statman was, what was your best personal experience from Dota?
I think for me it was the Acer Predator game. I think that when we played Infinity.
This, you mean the ROG game? That
Yeah,
was
the
a
ROG game. Yes.
But yeah, that was so many years back. I think it was definitely a fun tournament. I mean, it was hype for sure. I think it was the only time that this top team,
Yeah.
the combination of this team, has lost a game in Sri Lanka. And
Yeah.
It was a nice experience and a stressful tournament as well. I think we played like 6 games.
I think the last game we played was at 1:30 a.m. or something. And
Yeah.
it was chaotic. But for me personally, that was my best experience for sure.
I think I have that and another game. I think it was against Bushes and Delicious. Anupama, community favorite, was a part of that game, and I think made a play that allowed us to win the game as well. Thankfully, for Aghanim Scepter on his Bristleback, legendary Bristleback.
Oh, and finally, the Aghanim Scepter picked up on the Lina here. So this is gonna help them a
this
little bit more in fights.
I think this is going to make a huge difference in terms of damage that they will deal, but whether it is going to be enough for the fight, it is the question.
Wow, this pickup by Earth Spirit is gonna change games though. If
Oh,
they duel
Aghanim
anyone,
Scepter.
if they duel anyone other than Earth Spirit,
Oh, they actually may be able to get
Mitsuki!
into the Aegis.
Mitsuki,
Mitsuki
the duel
gets
is
duel
there as
as
well.
well. But no, there is not enough damage. The board comes out as well as the chaotic golem on top of it, and that is going to be the Legion commander getting taken down. There is BKB popped on board, the Laguna Blade used, and a hero dead.
Yeah, I mean that was basically the whole point of the Aghanim Scepter on the Earth Spirit. He got to roll in and stone the Lifestealer, and then he just didn't die. He was untargetable, and he was just fine.
Yeah. And I feel like picking the Legion commander into the Earth Spirit as well as maybe even a Legion. I mean, sorry, a Centaur here.
I mean,
Probably
they
wasn't
kind of
necessary.
wanted it against the PL because it's really good at clearing illusions. Sorry, it's good against the Warlock because you have like a good initiation. And you can get
3-man
kills.
LSA.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't do too much for now. I mean, they're still gonna get the tower. There's a nice, sorry, Kanka. What is it called?
What do you call it?
Tidal wave.
Tidal.
Tidal wave to just stop any initiations from happening.
Yeah, so they do get the mid racks here. Pretty easy cleanup. They're still not touching. Oh, lifesteal again. Falling down low. Another duel on him, but he still does not die. And he gets torn up again by the Earth Spirit. And that is going to be. No way,
Maybe
man.
they need to understand after it happened once that they can't really
Once.
do it
You
again.
need to learn your lesson the first time around. But I guess you don't have any other player at this point. But they will get the kill off onto the Earth Split here. At least one kill here. BKB popped onto the Lina. They are looking for more kills. The boat is going to fly out onto the PL. PL gets X back. He does pop. He gets a BKB from the Legion command. But is it going to be enough? Snowball save is going to be there. He's trying to keep him alive. Meanwhile, he has another doppelganger. The LSA going to be on the two heroes. The Kunkka here with the BKB pop. Trying to still go after the PL here. PL gets X back into the tidal wave. And the torrent will get taken down. No buyback. 78 seconds on the ground. Things are looking extremely bad. Oh, Shauban trying to dive fountain here. Such a Satan level play to win. Gets shot knocked up, but is he going to get taken down here? He's so tanky with the heart, the BKB. He's going to get duel. The Laguna Blade is going to be there and he will get taken down. Legion commander surviving with a sliver of HP.
Almost killed the Legion.
Almost killed himself. And meanwhile, they do get the tier 3 tower on the bottom side, but I feel like this might be all over for the side of Team AB here. They do get the LSA off the Kunkka. Kunkka falling down low, half HP. But in the meantime, the Grimstroke will get taken down. BKB popped onto the Lina. Lina will get used up there. And the title wave bringing the Legion command back. Legion command, oh no! Taking so much damage by the movement speed, keeping him alive. Kunkka falling down really low here. He does have the cheese. Actually, he has popped the cheese before, and the Kunkka gets torn up by the Earth Spirit with another save, but he will end up going down. And the Earth Spirit will go down as well. Have they overstayed their welcome? They might get the lifesteal here as well. He's going to get into Infested Creep, trying to run away here. Are they going to be able to get it? He's going to jump out again. He does not give any shits about it. He will take out the Legion commander. The Grimstroke there as well. And in the meantime, they did go on the back line, was able to clear out Hawkey. And I think, I know that they're winning, but that was just overstaying their welcome there. Just being a little bit.
I mean, they want to have some fun, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Shauban wants to dive in the fountain. Lifestealer wants to rage a creep and go back into 3. You know, they want to have some fun.
I saw that blink and it immediately reminded me of Satan. That was such a Heshan level play to make.
I mean, this Legion is so sad. Just blink, shard, face boot, soul ring. Oh, I would feel so bad playing him this game. Oh,
But the shot is, I feel like one of the better shots actually. Mini
on
BKB.
Legion? Yeah, I mean, I've played around with it as well. It's really good. But if you don't get a good start with Legion in this patch, I feel like she just doesn't do enough.
I feel like Team AB. I was talking about synergy previously. I think they should have stuck with a lineup that didn't rely heavily on them working as a team a lot, because this lineup that they have drafted, right? Because they depend a lot on them rotating around, getting kills. You know, that duel with the Lina. But if you don't have that communication to pull that off, I feel like that lineup kind of falls apart completely. And I feel like that's what we are looking at right now.
Yeah.
They didn't do enough early game. They didn't make enough rotation. They did not smoke gang. They didn't do enough with this Lina and the Grimstroke as well as the Legion.
Yeah, I feel like they all played their solo games and they lost their lanes, and I mean, that was it, you know? That's what it kind of feels like. Illusionist get picked up by the wrong team, unfortunately. PL would have loved that, but I guess he gets a minute to home.
And Kunkka has it also. That's going to hurt, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to push out that middle wave on his own, and that there is not a hero that can stop that illusion. You're going to be using so many skills just to kill off that illusion.
Look at this center illusion. It's gonna tank up so much damage here.
Oh, he gave the illusion to the center. Even better. He does not die.
Oh, there's the Laguna Blade used on the center.
Oh no. Oh no.
The tips on the TenSa.
And Legion for some reason, I'm not sure why that was, but did it well? No, right? Both of them are getting tipped at this point. But they do take down the last tier 3 tower. The racks are going down. Range racks will be taken down as well. Oh. He's waiting for that rage again. He does not have the ages, so don't want to get overly zealous here, trying to go in and feed his life away. But I don't think he has anything to fear because you always is going to have the Earth Spirit to save him. Viren BKB popped. He's going to go on, but the boat is going to be there. Center jumps up with the golem on top of it. The Legion commander will get taken down. So will the PL. PL bites back into the fight. Meanwhile, Tidal Wave is trying to get someone into the fight, but not going to be able to do so. PL joined the fight back. The LSA is going to be there onto the Kunkka, but the damage output is just insane. A dieback from the PL. This is all over. 4 heroes on the ground. The Grimstroke, the only one to survive, and GG well played is scored by Satan, and that is going to be Team Paradoxx coming out on top, keeping their win streak against this team alive for I don't know which year running right now.
Yeah, they've been winning against this team year and year after, and I feel like they're just proving to us again and again how good they are and how much they've improved as players individually. And yeah, Sajika, that was a cool series to cast. It's been a while, and I had a lot of fun.
Sure. For sure. I mean, you come back to casting. These are the type of games that you want to be casting, right? You want the top 2 teams in the country facing off against each other, and hats off to Dell for making this happen for sure.
Yeah. A big thank you to Dell Gaming Academy for having this Dota 2 face-off challenge. And a big thank you to you too, Tara. Thank you for coming to cast with me. It was a pleasure to cast with you. And thank you all for watching. You know, this isn't anything without you guys watching it. So thanks a lot for watching. Sure. And yeah, that's going to be it from us. This is me signing off, Nightblade and Sashika. So see you guys.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.